All right, we're live. Where's everybody? What's up? Everything good? You want to move something out the way? Sorry, guys, my bad. I'm just trying to move this out the way. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm late, guys. I'm always late. Always late. So I think maybe Sunday trading service should start at like at 7:10. But then if it starts at 7:10, I'm going to be late for that. So I always say 7 o'clock. So I have 10 minutes. I'd actually just been on a call not too long ago. But firstly, let me start off by saying, how is everybody today? How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Like, I just want to firstly check, how are you guys doing? How was last week? Last week was NFP week. If you guys saw anything that we did last week, was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, guys. Last week was massive, absolutely massive. We cooked, we destroyed the markets. You know what I mean? Absolutely cooked the markets. But how did it go for you guys? Tell me how it went. Tell me how it went. We're just gonna, you guys know the usual. We wait for about 5 to 10 minutes, let everybody kind of get in, and then we get started. Today's STS won't be anything too crazy. We're actually gonna break down this US30 trade. I actually sent the US30 trade to the free channel as well. We have about like 19,000 members in there as well. We're gonna break that down. We're also gonna give you guys a little sneak peek to what we did in the trading club as well. So yeah, that's what we're gonna cover today. So not gonna be anything too crazy. All right. So how is everybody doing? Let me just kind of see. I'm waiting for your messages to come in. How was last week? That was a crazy trade at US30. Gosana, I assume you're in the trading club because I never sent that out to the free group. I sent it to the trading club only. That was a fire trade, man. 3,000 pips. What was it, like a little over an hour? 3,000 pips, massive trade. Also in the free group, I sent you guys that NAS trade as well, which was massive as well. Another massive trade as well. I'm actually looking at it right now on the screen. I missed the signal, but I kind of learned the reason behind it. So I consider it a win. That is awesome. That is awesome because it's not necessarily just always about taking my trades. It's about taking my trades and also, of course, not just about taking my trades, but taking my trades and also understanding why I took the trade. But that's why we do Sunday trading service, because it's not only just to get like not only just to get like a future projections of what we see the market doing, but also to kind of break down previous trades. It's the most beneficial thing we can do. All right, so to go through messages, shout out to my main man Clark. Guys, for advice, Clark has he was part of the mentorship earlier this year as well, and he's been working really hard himself. I think he's been grinding on this one account of his own. He's been growing it, and he's absolutely shown consistency. Can we give a shout out to Clark? Finally hit $10,000. Absolutely insane, Clark. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. And also, I'm gonna text you on Telegram later, bro. Shout out. That was amazing. It's amazing. All right. Chef SC in the building, because we've been cooking up the markets. That's why I'm in the building. 20K on 23K on YouTube. Thanks so much, guys. We are on 23K on YouTube, growing really slowly because we're not dropping super consistently, but we are consistent. Lately, we've been pretty consistent. Um, all right, just going through some of your questions. All right. Carl, why do I only trade NAS100? I don't only trade NAS100. I trade NAS100 and US30. And of course, I do send out trade ideas to everyone else. So I don't send out trades for gold. I only send out trade ideas for gold specifically. But I don't, of course, only trade NAS100 and US30. I trade them primarily because that's what I love to trade. It's what I've been trading for the most part of the last couple of years. And not just that, it's I've really mastered how they move. I understand the fundamentals behind it as much as the technicals. So if I'm going to understand it, I'm going to be really good at it. I'm going to master it. I don't see why I'm not going to use it to make a lot of money. You know what I mean? Hi, Debbie. Debbie, we've been trying to find you because we added a bunch of the other contestants to the trading club. However, you know how many people showed up as Debbie? I swear to you, we had like how many Debbies? Four Debbies, seven Eli's at one point. So we're glad it's you, but I was going to be able to find you, of course, through the previous comment chats. Don't even worry about that. We're going to definitely, Debbie. I think you and Eli are the last two people to be added. All right. So I just want to read a couple of things, just a couple more questions. I think we can wait 2 more minutes for everybody to kind of join up, and then we can just get into why we took that NAS trade last week, and then I think we're done. Uh, yeah, Debbie, just message us on Telegram, and of course, just to make sure it's you, we do a bit of a verification first. But just message me on Telegram at STX, no underscores, nothing. The same name that I am at all platforms, SE Trading X. That's just shoot me a message on Telegram, and we'll just verify you, and then we'll be sorted. Don't even worry. I've got someone in my Telegram right now, so if you want to shoot a message there right now, it's totally fine. I want to drink that milk to have that wisdom. How are you? How is your health? It's good to see you all. Thank you so much. So I wish this was milk. That's all I'm going to say. I wish it was milk. Um, but yeah, I'm doing much better. I'm still a little bit sick. I was down and out this past week. I thought it was just a flu, but it wasn't. But I'm doing fine now and back in the office. How does it feel driving a Lambo? I'm glad because I'm glad you asked this question, because sometimes I don't always want to answer a question of what time frame it is, Maybe sometimes I answer the question what it feels like to drive a Lamborghini STO or Lamborghini Urus. You know what I mean? Maybe those are the questions I want to answer sometimes. Drive a Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? Drive a Merc every now and again. But it feels flipping amazing. That's all I want to say. It's flipping amazing. It's nice. It's an exciting drive. It's an exciting drive. It makes anything under 600 horsepower boring, though. To you. I love it. An exciting drive. Absolutely exciting drive. You'll have so much fun with it. All right, team. We are getting started in the next 30 seconds. In the next 30 seconds, we're going to get started. But you guys know I just love to answer your questions, see everybody how they're doing. All right. Why don't you try gold? I do trade gold, but I trade gold in a personal capacity, so I don't send out any of my gold trades. What I will do though is send out trade ideas for everyone else because gold I find to be a little bit more different from how I trade. US30 and NAS100. It's very different. It's a commodity. Right? So different things can affect it. It's going to move very differently. So I like to trade on my account. Sometimes I like to scalp. Sometimes the way I trade gold is not a way I can be sending out trades to everybody to kind of take with me. You know what I mean? It's something I can do in my own capacity. Then from time to time, if I see a trade, forthcoming, then I'll send like a trade idea for everybody. But it's something I trade on my own capacity because I don't want to, always be typing out signals and trying to send this and then trying to make sure this is good and that. It's a problem. Someone said my audio isn't clear. All right, give it a second. I think. All right, if you guys can hear me, just drop a 7. I think I just lost connection for a second. I don't know what happened. My PC does this from time to time. If you guys can hear me, just drop a 7. If you guys can hear me, drop a 7. I think you guys saying it's an echo. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, just keep dropping a 7 if you guys can hear me. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think sometimes we might just be acting up, acting stupid right now. Oh, geez. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Let me sort that out because there's no point in me trying to do a breakdown for you guys if the mic is gonna be acting weird. Just give me a second. All right. So how are we doing with audio right now? Can you guys hear me properly? Nice and clear? You guys hear me? Put your mic near. Can you guys hear? I did pull it a little closer. Can you guys hear me nice and clear? Perfect. Thanks so much. Cool. All right. Yeah, I think I actually lost network for a second, so everything was kind of just reconnecting. Someone's saying that, you want Emmy to do today's breakdown. Emmy, would you like to do today's breakdown for everybody?
Yeah, why not?
We're gonna swap it out. Okay, Emmy's gonna do today's breakdown. Before we get, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. All right.
It bounced at the bottom, and it bounced at the top, and then it bounced at the bottom again.
All right.
Yeah, that's how we took the trade. You're probably gonna lose if you listen to me.
No problem. Let me. Okay, so let me just. All right, let me get to it now. Okay, can everybody see my screen clearly? Let's get to it. All right, let's get to it, guys. I wanna get on it. So first things first, this is the trade that we took last week. So we took two trades. Well, I took two trades last week, Friday on NFP day. So I took one before, which was the US30 trade. I sent that to the trading club. Then I took the NAS100 trade to the trading club and the free group. And if you guys are not part of the free group, I will put it in the description box down below. You guys can just click the link to join the free group as well. Or if you guys are ready, join up with the trading club as well, so you guys can definitely get a lot more of my trades that I am taking, and of course with my breakdowns. But this is the trade that I did send to the free group, and we're going to break this one down in depth. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be breaking down the one I took in the trading club, but I'm only going to be sending that one to the trading club as well. So before we even kind of get set up, we did take this one post NFP. Can anybody kind of guess what my strategy is when it comes to trading NFP? Can anyone just kind of guess what it is that I do when it comes to trading NFP? Because I think a lot of people get caught up in the hype of trading NFP, where they want to trade they want to trade the volatility immediately. They want to trade 2 minutes before to try and catch whether it goes up or down without any actual data, without any actual information as to why NFP is going to do the things it's going to do. The reason I don't trade NFP a minute before is because how do I know what it's going to do? It's a news candlestick. You know what I'm saying? It's fundamentally pushed. We don't know what is going to happen. You trade after NFP. Yes, it's not always about the trend. I think someone said the trend. It's not always about the trend of the market, but that can be an important factor because NFP could come back. If you're in a bearish market, NFP could come back extremely positive for whatever it is that you're trading and be extremely positive and increase confidence in investors. And it could be something you're looking forward to. And then you find that trend reverse immediately. So trading with the trend wouldn't necessarily be ideal when it comes to trading NFP as, using that as the main and only factor. Someone did say something interesting. They say you trade after NFP. That is key right there. So I do trade after NFP. I always trade after NFP. Now, the reason I trade after NFP is for a couple of reasons. Number one, I can't guess the direction of the news. If I'm always going to take a trade even before NFP, I'm going to do a couple of things. I need to find the setup that kind of makes sense to take the trade. And that trade has to be based solely off of that setup, solely off of that technical analysis. If I'm going to take a trade before any major news events, it can't be a trade that I'm going to take and say, okay, because of NFP, it might buy because of these levels. Because remember, NFP is not here to respect your technical analysis. NFP doesn't give a damn about your technical analysis. NFP is here to do what the news says it's going to do. All right, someone said my signal is bad again, guys. Can anybody still hear me? All right, can you guys still hear me? You guys know, drop the 7, drop the 7. It's not the signal, it's the echo. What is going on with my microphone today? Maybe. it like that for a second. Yeah. Sorry, guys. My mic is never acting like this. Oh, not acting like that. Such a problem. All right. Someone's saying they can hear me just fine, and then some of you saying, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I just maybe my mic is old or something. But ideally, so basically, when it comes to trading, just my receiver, just drop my receiver here. Drop the receiver. There we go.
Let's just disconnect it and start.
Yeah, I just did it. Just did a moment. All right. So while we restart, let me just entertain them. Mike is A1 steak sauce, bro. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. All right. So ideally, before we get to I know it's just muted because I muted it for a second. It's kind of back now. Ideally, before I take any trades before NFP or any major news events, what I always want to do is make sure I can find a technical trade that first, and then what I will rely on is that the news would come back in my favor, and then therefore increase my profit on the trade. The problem, though, with taking a trade 2 minutes before a major event, I see most people like to take trades a few minutes before a major event. The problem with this is that this is now guessing. This is no longer, I know it's going to be this or no, it's going to be that. Because if you've got federal, if you've got the federal bringing this information out, it's been a month collecting it. If you've got banks waiting on this data, what makes you think that you know something that the major corporations and the major banks don't know? That NFP is going to buy in the next 2 minutes? It's just guessing. It's no longer trading. You're gambling. So it's important to note that if you're going to trade before NFP, find the technicals that match and trade based on the technicals, and then NFP, CPI, whatever is going to better you. And then vice versa, if you're taking a trade after the fact, that's a whole different ball game. This is what we did over here. So this is a whole different ball game because the data would have played out and you would have gotten time to kind of see what happened in the market. So let's break it down. So I want us to start off with the obvious factor looking at NAS100. The obvious thing that we can see happening with NAS100 is, of course, we've been selling. It's a bearish market, clear, right? The obvious levels is like the bearish market, it's clear, right? Another thing is we can clearly see that we created a bit of a range over here. We did create a bit of a range over here as well. You can clearly see the range. Were you opening? All right. Okay, I think we discovered what might have been the mic issue. All right, I think we just discovered what the mic issue was. My fault. All right, so we can clearly see that over here on Nasdaq, we did have, of course, a range created. We did have a range created. We kind of have price just bouncing between support and resistance. Too crazy, I think. If we're kind of looking at the points. It was playing between about 260 points. It's kind of the range it was playing in, which is still pretty good tradable zones. However, when you see a consolidation, break out of consolidation, and start pushing to one direction, I think we're not necessarily trying to look for trade. So what we were looking for per se, based upon the technicals, was going to be the break. We wanted a break of structure. We wanted a break out of this range. We wanted to trade. If we were going to trade our technicals for NFP. Now, the only reason I was worried about taking a trade, particularly with this NAS trade before NFP, was for a couple of reasons. And if you kind of see what happened over here is we have price, of course, breaking out of its particular range. And we were expecting, of course, price broke out of the range, is going to come retest the range and then out. However, NFP took place around this area. NFP took place around this area, and that caused a major buy. Do you see how it didn't necessarily respect any of the technical analysis we put beforehand? Because ideally, when you have a break of structure and when you have a breakout of a range, price usually with the candlestick is going to come back, and it's going to test. Wait, can you guys hear me? Oh my God, what the flip is going on, man? So you guys can't hear me at all. All right. Okay, guys, listen, because I need you guys to actually, I wanted you guys to hear the lesson. I'm gonna end the live stream. I think I'm gonna start us back up in about 10 minutes while I just figure this out because it's a problem. Oh yeah, I have other mics in the house. Okay. All right, guys, give me a second. Let me just make sure we get this sorted out first. Yeah. Give me 2 minutes, guys, to make sure I get the mic sorted out first so that you guys can actually. All right, so we have a bunch of mics in the house. How is this kind of sounding to everybody? Sorry about that, guys. The mics are usually working just fine. I was actually on Zoom calls earlier today. How is it sounding? Drop a 7 if you guys can. Okay, all right. I hear you. Okay. All right. Can you guys hear me? Oh, perfect. Okay, sounds nice. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Awesome. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay. All right, let me just get back straight. Let me just start up from the basic beginning because I want to make sure that you guys did not miss a single thing from what I was saying beforehand. So let's start. Overall, so we did take this NAS trade last week, and I think I was explaining to everybody that when it comes to taking trades, if you're going to take a trade on a high impact day with high impact news, right? One thing you definitely want to always do is you know in a situation where you're taking a trade 2 minutes beforehand because that's guessing, it's no longer actually trading. But if you're going to take a trade before high impact news a couple of days before, what you definitely want to do is, of course, make sure you're taking it purely based off of your technical analysis and not trying to take a fundamental trade in a sense. But if you take a trade after the fact, after you've had a chance to kind of see the information and digest, then you're no longer guessing. You are actually taking a trade. You are being a trader, analyzing the data brought before you, and then taking a trade. So, for instance, with this NAS trade, of course, we can clearly see if we come out to look at our NAS trade, we've been in a bearish market for some time. We've been in a bearish market since, of course, the 22nd of August. Price, of course, has just been tanking. We've just been in a bearish market. Price has just been tanking. So overall, that's currently what the market was doing. But then another thing that we do want to state is that when it comes to taking trades beforehand, why you never want to take a trade before the news actually plays out is because you see we had a range that had been created. We had a range that had been created with the price was kind of bouncing between. I've been bouncing this since, of course, the 4th of September. We had price into this range and create the range and kind of play between it. Price breaks the range on NFP day. It breaks it. So ideally, what we would expect, we'd expect price to kind of come and retest that zone and then kind of trade out of it. Now, what's the issue here is that when price kind of comes into the zone, retest, especially high time frame, are supposed to retest on the zone where the structure was broken. So where the structure was broken is where the candlestick usually supposed to close. So even if the candlestick does shoot in back into the structure, where it closes is supposed to be where the structure was broken, therefore counting as a retest. And then price, of course, sells out of it. Right. So ideally, we'd expect price to sell out of it. But because this is, of course, an NFP candlestick, it broke back into structure. Right? It broke back into structure, closing well back within the range. Therefore, what would it have done? It would have created a little bit of a support area over there, broken back into the range, indicating that it's no longer respecting, of course, the break of structure. Now, what happens to most traders at this particular point in time? Nobody's expecting it to sell, regardless of the data, because now they're like, okay, we had our structure was broken on our technical analysis, so maybe we're going to continue buying. That's why we never treat news events as any normal events. That's why we need the data to come out. We need to see what happens. And after we've digested that, we can make the best possible decision to take our trades. And that's exactly what I did. So once the NFP candlestick had played out, it was important to wait. It was definitely important to wait. It broke back in on the higher time frame. We waited. We did not take any trades on NAS because I was like, it's broken in. We have to wait because the data was relatively negative. Right? It was relatively negative. And if we were looking at the previous structure that we've seen, ideally we were supposed to be selling, but we can't necessarily rely on that when it comes to, of course, news candlesticks. What was my confirmation that we were going to continue data was I was waiting for New York to start trading. We're waiting for New York to start trading because they would have seen the NFP release and then, of course, acted on that data, right? Would have definitely acted on that data. So what ideally happened was that very next candlestick, which of course was at 5 p.m. my time, Dubai time, NFP took place around 5:30, forced strong push down, right? So we're going to just exit that. Force that strong push down on this candlestick right over here, right? Force that strong push down on that candlestick. And when we had that strong bearish engulfing, it came back within this range. We came back within this range. Now, however, I didn't want to necessarily just enter any sales on that level. The reason for this was because we still had the support zone. We still had the support zone. It is NFP trading day. So because it is NFP trading day, you never necessarily want to, you don't want to make it too, you don't want to jump at a decision to a trade. You need extra confirmation. And if you guys in the trading club, you always see that on NFP day, high impact days, I always say we're trading today with extra caution. And what I mean by that is normal trades, we're not just taking the normal trades. And I'm sure a lot of people on Mondays, you always see that Mondays doesn't necessarily kind of follow what's supposed to be happening in the markets. You see a nice structure, a nice break of structure, you ideally want to kind of go with what you've expected to happen. And then price never really does what it's supposed to do. Right? We call it trap days. And I treat you with the same, with the same kind of overview. I treat them as trap days because you never want to just jump in on the decision. You kind of want to wait still because after the data was released, it was relatively negative. New York opens and shows that negative push down. So what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Now, yes, to answer some of your questions, I am doing this primarily on the 1 hour time frame. The reason I'm doing this on the 1 hour time frame is because you never want to kind of be caught off guard, especially if you're going to be trading with the lower time frame, especially if you want major moves and you want to make the best possible decision. So that's why I'm always waiting on the 1 hour time frame. So I'm always waiting on 1 hour time frame because I want these closes and these breaks of structure to happen on this higher time frame, therefore make the best possible decision. So this bearish candlestick, yes, it did wipe out that bullish move. That bullish move was just the trigger happy traders who had no idea what was happening. This was the actual NFP result, this bearish candlestick. And once I saw that strong bearish movement break below this area, right? Once I saw it break below that area, that previous support, especially with the previous bearish candlestick, and the news was negative, your trading was ideally going to be a sell. Every indication pointed towards a sell. When I saw strong momentum on the 1 hour time frame below that support zone, it was always going to sell. Therefore, we entered our trades and we made 240 points from this trade. 240 points straight off the trade. Trade was about I think it was almost a it was a 1 to 3.4, yeah, 1 to 3. Right, it was 1 to 3 on this trade. It was a really good trade. And once it went to profit, we did not stop. We did not stop once it went into profit. Also, I see a question over there. Let me answer your question. So 1 hour is the best using correlation with lower time frames, especially for breakouts. So yes, ideally you're going to want to use the 1 hour as the ultimate confirmation, because if you have a um, situation where of course you have somewhat of a breakout on a lower time frame, anything lower than the 1 hour, it could always wind up being a wick. Let me show you what I mean. You see how that structure created? You see this bearish candlestick? I think let's go to a lower time frame. I kind of want to give you the example with the lower time frame. Yeah, you see with the lower time frame, you see how we had our structure created, and then you had this break, this close below. Wanted to sell. You would have definitely wanted to sell off this particular point in time. You would have definitely wanted to sell and continue with the momentum, solely looking at the M15 at 1 hour, and indicated after that pullback that the structure was still respected, was definitely still respected. Therefore, this structure was still respected. You ended up breaking the close on that higher time frame for you to be able to determine what you are going to do going forward. Hope that makes sense and answers your question. So that's why it was an easy sell, absolutely easy sell. The data was in our favor, technicals were in our favor. There was no reason we should have lost that trade. That's why we absolutely beat the market. And for NAS100, US30, make sure you guys join the trading club, because I'm going to do a full breakdown in the trading club and an overview of the markets. If you guys are in the trading club, make sure you guys go to the description box and join up with the trading club. I do a full breakdown on NAS US30 before NFP with a particular strategy that I was telling you guys of before. But anyways, any question? Do I have any questions from you guys?
I think the sound thing is just the studio.
It's probably just the studio. I just get the guys to come and just work on it and soundproof it. All right, someone asked, why didn't I wait for closure of that candlestick to enter some sells? Because I had multiple information that it was going to sell. So in a normal condition, you're going to wait for closure. However, the strong version of the candlestick that did take, just go back to it, enlarge it so you guys can see it. Because of that, ideally the strong bearish candlestick, and because the NFP news was negative, and it kind of wiped it out, I was going to continue selling regardless. I just wanted a strong push on the 1 hour candlestick below that previous support before I entered that trade. All right. What would be a good forecast this coming week? Just join the free channel. I'm going to send a forecast tomorrow on what I see happening for the send you guys a breakdown of what I see happening, a couple of trade ideas that we'll have for the week. Won't say, but when it comes to indices, we don't wait for. All right, just re-answer your questions. Won't say when it comes to indices, we don't wait for candlestick closure below or above, but entry and break. Yeah, it depends on the kind of structure and the kind of trade you're trying to take. You know what I mean? Because ideally, you don't want to wait too long as well. You don't want to wait too long because imagine we waited for it to close down here, then we took the trade, started off negative, and we probably wouldn't have made quite as much. You see the fundamental will stand because it's still a 200 point trade, regardless, almost a 200 point trade from the point of entry. But ideally, you kind of want to get a, you know, sometimes you're going to enter beforehand. You're not always going to wait for the closure. And yes, beginners can definitely join the trading club. You can also join the trading club. It's for beginners, professional traders. Doesn't matter your level, you can join the trading club. As long as you know how to enter a trade, exit a trade, and you know what to trade. Of course, I do certifications and everything in the group as well. But it's for everybody. Anyone can join. But if you don't know how to buy or sell, if you don't know anything about trading, no, then you cannot join the trading club. It's the trading club is different from the academy. The academy is for tutoring and mentoring. The trading club is for traders who actively just want to make money in the markets. All right. All right, Tim, I think I'm going to end today's session here because I do want to make sure that, of course, I'm going to start my microphone, make sure my microphone's good. Probably if there's an echo, I'll get them to pad out the room and soundproof the room. So we'll probably get that done maybe next week. And then, yeah, we'll get that done next week so that there's no more any audio problems. But any more questions before I leave you guys? Oh yes, the live always stays on my YouTube channel. All the lives, all the STS we've done, um, all the lives all going to be saved on the channel. The broker I use multi-bank, guys. I use multi-bank. Same broker I've been using actually for almost a year now. Well, a little over a year now. But use multi-bank. All right, team. Listen, that's it for today. I don't want to kill you guys with any more bad audio. I am going to fix the audio, of course, to make sure that it's sorted out. If you guys enjoy the trading club, if you're not doing my free channel, any of my YouTube videos or previous lives, even this live description box, you're going to find the link to join the free channel. You're going to find the link to join the trading club, right? You guys are going to find the link to join the trading club. Eli, we need to verify and shoot me a message on Telegram because we had a bunch of guys who were messaging us. We'll verify to shoot me a message on Telegram and then we'll just verify that it's you. But if you guys want to enjoy anything that I do offer, guys, the free channel, trading club, make sure you guys just go to my description box, any of my YouTube channels, any of my previous, everything is in there. Just click on it and join your boy. All right, team. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you guys next week. I do apologize for the audio. We'll just get the room sound padded up and make sure that we're okay next time. And I will be sending a breakdown tomorrow, an overview on the charts, so don't miss out on that. Anyways, peace, team.